welcome back everyone to the video series dedicated show on Paramount Plus, who's on a mission with no permission. That's right, we're talking about The Challenge All-Stars Episode 1. That is right, All-Stars is here. And my goodness, whew, it is good to be alive. We got 2 challenge seasons going simultaneously, my goodness. But in this episode, we learn that Beth still calls Nehemiah Tenderoni. Latyrian is known as the Silent Assassin, and Lifesavers are back, baby. But let's start off where how this show starts off, and that is a great aerial view of Argentina. It looks beautiful, and that's where we see the challenge bus coming in and dropping some players off, and they're dropping everybody off, but we're only gonna get to a few right off the bat, and we get some quick confessionals from Katie, Mark, Alton, and Gisela trips getting off of the bus, which is our first funny moment, but she commands this whole episode. This first whole episode, Gisela is MVP, but we'll get to that. Then we get a little bit from Cyrus, Trishelle, and everybody gets off the bus. We don't get to meet everybody right off the bat. We get them sprinkled throughout the episode, but everybody gets off the bus, heads into the woods to meet TJ, where we will come to find out that this is where they will nominate somebody to go into the elimination against someone else. This is where they'll have their deliberation and their nomination ceremony. Now, here, this is where TJ greets everybody into the new challenge season. He tells them the name of the season, which is the Challenge All-Stars. He tells them that only one person will walk away with the grand prize money, which is $500,000. Now, everybody, I'm sure, is getting goosebumps. That is a ton of money, and a lot of the competitors who are coming into this season, they weren't seeing any of that kind of money. They were seeing like $100,000, maybe $50,000. There was a lot of team challenges back then, and they were splitting very small amounts of money across a lot of people. But it was still a lot of money back then. But this time, it's only one lump sum of $500,000, and only one person will take it. This game is going to get absolutely cutthroat. But at the end of the ceremony, that's when TJ says, hey, everybody go to the house, get unpacked, and get settled in because the first challenge is gonna start soon. So everybody goes to the house, and can I just say, I love this challenge house. It reminds me of like Fresh Meat 2. It has the log cabin feel, but it's so modern, and as everyone's walking around, talking, catching up, learning new people, who we haven't seen in forever. We get to see them talking. We get to see some fixtures on the wall that says legends, everybody's names. They got helmets with their names on it. They went all out. Like the challenge went all out with this house, with all the decorations, with personalizing everything, with everybody's names, the tokens of everybody's face carved into them. Top notch. I mean, they went above and beyond. This looks amazing. Everyone is getting to know each other, but they have to get to bed early, because the next morning, everybody wakes up, gets their gear on, and goes out to the woods again to meet up with TJ near a creek. And this is where TJ tells everyone that the first daily challenge of the season is called Deep Blue Dive. And in this daily challenge, everyone's going to be put into 2 teams of 11. And what they're going to have to do is that they're going to have to solve math equations at their station. And to solve these equations, they have to find out the answer to one equation, go out and swim and grab up a puzzle cube, and then swim it back to their station and plop it in the right order. And that will give them the next question. Then it sets off a chain reaction on how to solve the rest of these equations. The first team to solve all their equations the quickest will win this daily challenge. And also, what you're gonna have to do in the teams is pick 2 people, 1 man and 1 woman, to be the team captain. If you are the team captains on the winning team, you will get power. But if you are the captains of the losing team, let's just say you don't want to lose because you're going to be in trouble and in danger of possibly leaving this game. Now let's go into the 2 teams. One team is the copper team, the other one is the silver team, and on the copper team we have the 2 captains as Latyrian and Kellyanne. The rest of the teammates are Mark, Katie, Derek, Ruthie, Alton, Anissa, Ace, John A, and Cyrus. And on the silver team, the 2 captains are Gisela and Tech, Jemmy, Nehemiah, Arissa, Yes, Kendall, Darrell, Trishelle, Big Easy, and Beth. Now, when looking at these teams, I'm thinking, okay, the copper team has a great advantage. They have the most athletic, or what seems to be the most athletically built competitors on their team, and the silver team needs to go all out to win this daily challenge. And at the beginning of this daily challenge, I mean, that was kind of correct because the Copper team went out to an early lead with Alton and Derek getting 2 puzzle cubes rather quickly and coming in and getting their team up 2-0 as the Silver team was stumbling out of the blocks. We had Beth going out for the first puzzle piece but could not get it. She comes back, but as a 5-minute penalty, then Darrell goes out and accidentally gets one of the Copper team's puzzle. They still have no puzzle pieces of their own on their side, and the Copper team is starting to get into a rhythm. However, by that time, the Copper team started to lose out on some of their momentum. They had a bit of a mess up in their math to where Kellyanne was looking for the 17 puzzle, but they didn't have a 17 block, so she had to get a 5-minute penalty coming back with no puzzle block. And then on the Silver team, that's when the momentum started to pick up. Gisela was like, I'm gonna go into mom mode, I'm gonna go get a puzzle cube. She goes and gets her puzzle cube, and then Yes gets a puzzle cube. Now it is tied 2-2, and then we have an avalanche, a cascade, mind you, of just tap outs and 5-minute penalties on both teams. We had Trishelle, Kendall, Arissa, John A, Tech, Ruthie, Ace, Big Easy, and Cyrus all tapping out. It wasn't until Jemmy on the Silver team decided to go out there and get her puzzle cube, giving Silver team the lead. Then Mark comes in and gets his puzzle cube and they tie it up again. But that's when Darrell, Gisela, Yes, and Nehemiah all step up for the Silver team. They are just getting these puzzle cubes one after another. Nothing is going to stop them. And then Yes and the rest of the team puts the nail in the coffin by finishing up the final equation, which was 9. And the Silver team wins this. Even though they came in as the underdogs, they win this. And that gives Tech and Gisela, the team captains, major advantage. Tech, because it's a men's elimination, will be safe from this elimination. Gisela gets the lifesaver. That's right. I just said the lifesaver. The lifesaver is back, baby, and it is better than ever. So Gisela has the lifesaver, and she can save anybody who gets nominated from going into the elimination. Then on the other side, because it's a men's elimination, Laterian is going straight into the elimination, and the rest of everybody who is not a team captain will go to the nomination ceremony, and then they will vote on who they want to send in against Laterian. But everybody goes back to the challenge house. That's where Laterian and Cyrus, they are a strong duo, and they're talking, and Laterian wants to go up against Ace. He doesn't know Ace. They haven't really talked anything out. They've known each other for 24 hours, and he just wants to go up against Ace. That information is taken to the nomination ceremony where Cyrus speaks up on Laterian's behalf and says, hey, we want to throw in Ace. Laterian wants Ace. Let's vote in Ace. Ace is like freaking out. He is feeling like he's getting ganged up on. He is calling everybody monsters, that this is evil. And everybody's like, calm down. You're not really helping your case here. On the Aftermath show on Paramount Plus, which is like 30 minutes, which I loved it. It was amazing. There's more to it as Gisela was talking to everybody saying, hey, everybody on the winning team should not be voted in. Even though that's in the rules that anybody can be voted in except for Tech because he was the team captain and he won, they decided that whoever's on the winning team will not be voted in. So it's all on the Copper team. And everybody on the Copper team says that Ace didn't give 100%. Yes, Ace went out there. Yes, he didn't get a block. Yes, multiple people went out there and didn't get a block, but Ace only went out once and didn't get a block, whereas Cyrus went out there 3 times and he still tapped out a couple of times. There was a lot more runs that we did not get to see in the final edit, but a lot of people tapped out, let's just say. So Ace is feeling ganged up on, but he didn't give 110%. So he is being put into the elimination. Everybody votes unanimously to throw Ace in. Why rock the boat? If Laterian wants him, let's just throw him in. So Ace gets thrown in. Everybody comes back to the house. Ace goes straight to bed, but then there's a 90s party, and nobody can hold a grudge or be upset on a 90s party. So everyone's partying up, doing their thing, having a good time. Even Ace comes down and has a good time with everybody. And then the morning hits, and Laterian is feeling like, maybe I'm overthinking this elimination. Do I have what it takes? And Cyrus is trying to tell him to calm down. Don't overthink it. Just go in there and do what you do best and redeem yourself and take back control and take out Ace. Now, everyone meets up at the arena, which I love this arena. I love the design. Again, they went all out for this Challenge All-Stars, and it is amazing. So they go and meet TJ at the arena for the elimination. He calls down Laterian. He calls down Ace, and that's when he looks up at Gisela and says, hey, Gisela, you have the lifesaver, and you can save Ace from going into the elimination against Laterian. Would you like to save Ace? And that's where we get the confessional, the best confessional. This is what makes Gisela queen. And she says, look, back in Gauntlet 2, when I was leaving the house, Ace called me dead weight and was happy I was leaving the game. Ain't no way I'm saving him. And that's when she looks TJ dead in the eyes and goes, nope. And then we have Laterian going up against Ace in a pole wrestle. You don't start this off better than a good old-fashioned pole wrestle. And Laterian has the muscle on top of muscle. He's a personal trainer. And Ace, I feel, is already psyched out. He was already feeling nervous when they had the nomination ceremony. Now he's going up against LT right here. And LT is looking like something vicious. He wants this win. He wants redemption from the last time he lost in an elimination in the challenge. In round 1, TJ blows that horn, and Laterian just rips this thing out of Ace's hand. Ace goes down to the ground to maybe try to get like a ground wrestling match, but Laterian stays on his feet, pulls it like twice, and it jiggles free. Round 1 goes to him, and that's when we have round 2, and it was a little bit more of a plunging motion. We had Laterian pulling this pole a few more times, slamming Ace down on the ground over and over and over again, but it finally wiggles free, and Laterian wins this pole wrestle 2-0. Laterian wins the first elimination in the Challenge All-Stars, and Ace is being sent home. The first one. You hate to see anybody leave the first one out, especially when everyone was having such a good time in episode 1, but somebody has to leave first, and this time it was Ace. Laterian wins, gets to stay in this game, gets to stay in this race for $500,000, but after this elimination, something in the house, something in the mood changes in the game, because after like you do the daily challenge, yeah, you're getting to feel a little bit more real, but once you see somebody pole wrestling, that's when it's like, oh crap, this is real. This is what we're gonna have to do to each other at some point. Everybody's gonna have to go into the elimination probably at some point, but it gets a little bit more real when you see an elimination like a pole wrestle as the first one out there. And I think everyone was just like, oh my gosh, like we're gonna have to do this. This is real, and this is for $500,000. I liked what Ace said earlier on in the episode where he was like, people are trying to kill each other for a scooter. I couldn't even think of like what they'll do to each other for $500,000, and that's exactly right, and I cannot wait to see it. But that is it for episode 1. What did you think about this episode? Let me know that in the comment section below. What did you think about the Challenge All-Stars? Who are you rooting for? Let me know that in the comment section below. And what did you think about the trailer at the end of this episode? Getting to see everything. We got to see some not so fast elimination styled and everything going on. I can't wait to do a breakdown for it for Tiny Table Talk for the Challenge All-Stars coming up very, very soon. But what do you think about this episode? Let me know anything and everything down in the comment section below. But thank you so much for watching. While you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be back really, really soon with more Challenge All-Star coverage, more Challenge 36 Double Agents coverage, more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.